It's Christmas! Hey guys, so we're jumping right into today's vlog, which is basically me making dinner, and I don't really know what I want, but I've been craving Nando's, so I've got some seasonings out here, a little peri peri marinade, and all the seasonings listed here. So I'm going to create something. Got some chicken thighs, some potatoes and some broccoli, so I'm basically thinking to create my order that I would have at Nando. So yeah, let's get straight into it. So I think there's about 8 chicken thighs here, but I will double check when I write up the ingredients list. But I'm going to start off with some all-purpose seasoning, which we're going to add a teaspoon of that. Going to add half a teaspoon of black pepper. Going to add some garlic and herb seasoning. That will be about half a teaspoon as well. We are going to add some dried oregano. That will be a quarter teaspoon of that. Then we're going to add some ground paprika. That will be half a teaspoon of that. Going to add some garlic granules, and that will be about half a teaspoon of that as well. And then we're also going to add, so basically, if I move the chicken back, this marinade is one that I use if I don't have the Nando's one. So it's the Bat's brand peri peri medium sauce. And I'm going to put, let's see, that was about 6 tablespoons of that in there. And also, I forgot, let's grab some chicken seasoning. Let's see. Got my chicken seasoning out. Today I'm going to use Jamaica Valley chicken seasoning. Got that one here. So we're going to put about a teaspoon of that. Yep, about a teaspoon of that. And then, last but no means least, we're going to add some Maggi Liquid Seasoning. That's going to be about 2 tablespoons. A bit more. 2 tablespoons. And then, once you've added it all in, we're just going to mix this up. And legit, I've kind of made something pretty similar to this before, so it's not a new recipe, but it's kind of new, kind of. Well, actually, to be fair, I've done this with, I think with chicken wings, but I've not done it with chicken thighs before, so it will be nice to see how this recipe works with some juicy chicken thighs. So get this worked in. You could leave it to marinate for a couple of hours. I'm going to be cooking it straight away because this is today's dinner that I decided to throw together. So once it's all mixed in, what you also want to do, actually, well, am I going to do it now? Well, basically what I want to do is add in some lemon, but I don't know if I'm going to do it now or if I'm going to do it later. You know what? I'm going to do it now. Then you just want to take half a lemon, squeeze all the juice in without the seeds. Take that one out. I tried to de-seed it before I squeezed it in. Then once that's all squeezed in, just want to give it a final mix. And I'm going to leave mine for about 15 minutes just so that it can get a little mini marinade whilst I peel some potatoes and prep some broccoli. So that's basically it, little quick peri peri marinade. So I have prepped my potatoes and my veg, so now I'm going to start on my chicken. Just going to spray some cooking spray in a pan. You can use oil, but I'm using some, to be exact, I'm using some coconut oil cooking spray actually. So I'm just going to get that onto a hot pan, spray it thoroughly. And straight away we're going to get our chicken that's been probably sitting for about 30 minutes now. Just get it in the pan. And then whilst this is cooking, I'm going to boil my potatoes. And then about 20 minutes in, actually no, I'm not going to boil the potatoes yet. Get the chicken going first because I don't want the potatoes to cook too quickly. So get those pieces in. There should be like a little bit of sauce left over, but don't get rid of it, just leave it there. And then get this on the heat. I'm going to put it on a high heat for about 5 to 8 minutes on one side and then turn it over. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes on one side, so I'm just going to turn it over. I also sprayed a bit more cooking spray onto it. So I'm just going to turn these over. Get a little shake and keep this going again for about another 5 minutes, and then we're going to do a little something with our leftover sauce over here. So it's only a little bit. Hold on. So now I've turned my heat on the chicken to medium-low, and I'm going to add the rest of this lemon juice from the other half of the lemon, into the marinade sauce. Wash my hands. And once you've taken out the seeds, you want to add, oh, I think there's one more seed. Then you want to add about 5 to 6 tablespoons into this. Give it a little mix. Use a spoon, it will be easier. And then you also want to add some honey, if I can find the honey. We're going to add the honey, 2 secs. Okay, got the honey, so we're going to add about 2 tablespoons of honey. Mix that up. And then literally leave this to the side until we're ready. Then we're going to flip over this chicken again. Once you flip it over again, just give it a little shake like that. As I said, it's currently on a low heat. And then what we're going to do now is, I've got the sauce here, so this is the 5 to 6 tablespoons, of peri peri marinade. 2 tablespoons of honey and half a lemon. I'm going to add a little bit of water in, hot water, so about 2 tablespoons in there. Mixing that up there. And once I've mixed all that in, I'm just going to spoon over onto the pieces of chicken, specifically putting it onto the chicken. Once it's all over, all the pieces of chicken, just scoop it all in. Then you want to just give it a little shake. Should look like this. And then I'm going to leave it on a low heat, medium-low heat, just to do its thing for about 5 minutes. And then we're going to check on it afterwards. Okay, change of plan, guys. So if I bring you in, our chicken has been in the pan for about 10 minutes total time. So what I did, I poured the marinade into the pan. I flipped the chicken back over, so when you guys was last here, the chicken wasn't flipped again. So I flipped it again. It looks like this. And what I've got here, I've got a tray here lined with some foil. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get my chicken and just put it onto the tray now. It's nice and juicy, but this will finish off the cooking, get a nice sticky glaze on there from that honey. So I'm thinking to put it in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes at 170, but we're going to check on it anyway halfway, so at about the 10-minute mark we're going to check on it. Okay, so what we're going to do, let me even rest you guys here so that you can see. We've got our chicken there, and we're just going to put this marinade on top. Just a bit of it, we're going to save some of it for afterwards. And just brush that over the top, get all over your chicken. And then yeah, let's say 170 or 175 for 10 minutes. And then we're going to check on this again. We're probably going to give it a flip, but we will see. I've got my potatoes boiling, and then in a few minutes I'm going to put on the broccoli as well. Add a bit of water to the leftover marinade in the bowl. Swirl it around to get off the excess off of the sides. And then just pour it in there to get warmed up. And deglaze the pan so that you can get all those leftover seasonings from the chicken that you fried in this pan, and just deglaze it like this. Simple as that. Leave it on the heat until it gets warm, and it will also start to get a bit thicker. I'm just going to keep on doing this for a few minutes. I'm going to add a little bit more of the actual sauce into it, just to thicken it out a little. As you can see, it's starting to bubbling up. And then one final touch, a little bit more honey, so about half a teaspoon, and another squeeze of lemon. That I mix on the heat like so. And then once it's all mixed in and starts to bubble like this, turn it off and set it aside. So it's been 10 minutes and this is what the chicken is looking like. Very peri-peri at home-ish. So this is what we want. So I'm just going to flip these over, get you guys a little position on. I'm just going to flip these over and cook them for, well, I'm going to check on them in 10 more minutes basically, maybe like 10-15 minutes. So you want these to get nice and brown on that side as well. Okay, so in about 10-15 minutes these should be ready. Our potatoes should then be done. I'm going to put these in cold water soon to start cooking and then reheat them in butter. So yeah, 10-15 more minutes in the oven and we're good. And then after 10 more minutes, our chicken is nice and brown on the other side. So we're going to flip it over one more time. Like this. Take some of that excess juice and just pour it over the top. So 5 more minutes in the oven and then our chicken will be ready. So just get all of that remaining juice and marinade, put it all over, and then yeah, back in for 5 minutes whilst we do our mash and vegetables. Okay, so the chicken is done, everything is done, so we're going to plate up dinner now. Got our Parmesan, mashed potatoes, added a little bit of spice in there as well, and then we're just going to put on some buttery tender stem broccoli. I want to do this, yeah, like this. And then there, let's turn it so you guys can see. Then we're going to add our chicken, which was in the oven for about another 8 minutes. So we've got the chicken there. Quick dinner of peri peri chicken in the oven with some Parmesan mash, tender stem broccoli, yum. And then we've got some of that peri peri sauce heating up, so we're going to pour that over the top. So we've got some of that sauce and we're just going to pour it over the chicken like this. Put it in there and just pour it over the chicken, and voila, that is Tuesday the 14th of December's dinner. Peri peri chicken in the oven, creamy Parmesan mash and tender stem broccoli, practically what I order at Nando's when I go, so make it at home. Doesn't take too long. I'll give you guys more of a shot of this. Should I show you the inside of that chicken as well? Okay, so we're gonna get this piece of chicken here and show you guys. Ooh, it's hot. Just look at that. It's still juicy, it's so hot. Nice juicy chicken, flavorful. Taste this bit. And juicy. This is what you want. Juicy chicken thighs, cooked to perfection, not dry. Creamy mash as well. Just get a nice bite of that. Of that creamy mash there. That mash with that chicken, perfect combination. Thank you guys for tuning in to this video. Obviously, just look at that chicken there. Let me even bring you in closer. Nice, juicy, look at it glistening. That's when you know the chicken's going to be fire. Mash, veg, can't go wrong. Good, quick, midweek dinner to, you know, set off the Vlogmas vibes again. So make sure you're subscribed and following me on all my socials to keep up with what I'm going to be doing this week. And if you try this recipe, let me know in the comments. I'll leave the ingredients list down in the description below. So yeah, the end of Vlogmas day 14, guys. See you in the next video.